Alright y'all, boys and girls, ladies and gents, welcome back to the channel. Hey, we're recording a crystal tech guide for y'all. Now, quick disclaimer, this video is going to be a lot more simple than you guys probably expect it to be, and it is also not a guide for everybody. This is what I do. Originally, I wasn't going to make a guide, but y'all just keep asking like what I do and why I do it, and I'll kind of explain my thought process behind what I invest in terms of crystals and why I invest in it. This is not a super detail-oriented, like precise thing. I generally just know concepts of Rise of Kingdoms, and then I apply them in different ways when I see it. If you guys don't know who I am the current world record holder of F2P to T5, 182 days. You already know what it is. And if you guys are interested in seeing more of me, make sure you head over to the streams. I generally stream every day, 15, 16 UTC. Without further ado, it's not gonna be a very long video, boys. We're just gonna go through generally the things that I target. So my number one priority whenever I hit up Crystal Tech is always gonna be Barbarian reports. It is too good to get 35% damage to Barbarians for damn near nothing. You sneeze on this and you get it. So the first thing you should do is immediately you start 1-1-1-1-1, right? Swift Marching, 3, Larger Camps, 3, Skillful Operation, 5. Skillful Operation to 5, it's super cheap, right? This is like very, very, very cheap opener. And then you go straight for Barbarian reports. Now, if this is your first KVK, you have less crystals than other people because you also get crystals after every KVK through Crystal Tycoon. So for my first KVK, it was a little bit different than what I'm doing now. If it's my very first KVK, I might only go for like 3 on the Skillful Operations and just make sure Barbarian Reports 1 is at like 4 out of 5 or 5 out of 5. This is going to take priority even before the crystal mine for me. Now, if you're less active, if you're not chanting on the first couple days, if you don't have a bunch of T5, maybe you just go for the crystal mine immediately. You just try to focus on your bastions, right? That makes sense, right? If that's the case, then you're probably focusing on treaties, cultural exchange, right? 4 out of 5, 4 out of 5. Then you get your mine to 25, probably on the first or second day. And the way you do that is you focus on bastions, okay? So in these bastions, the things that you should be looking out for is number 1, quests that ask you to clear the fog, quests that ask you to defeat barbarians, and quests that ask you to select runes, right? So whenever you're resetting quests that don't ask for this to quests that do ask for this. Now, if you see a quest that is giving you however much favor a barbarian quest gives you, like let's say a Kahar the Hidden quest, let's say a training quest, let's say a spending research speed quest, anything that gives you a Kahar's Whistle or anything that is going to give you a large egregious amount of gems is something that you should generally do. But when you see things like donate 1,000 or 1,000,000 wood, these are things that you should skip, right? Not super complicated. And when you focus on your tech is supposed to correlate to that. If you are looking to do that first, the first thing I would do is go for treaties 1 to 4, cultural exchange 1 to 4, right? Then you do all your bastions for the day, and then you start bringing your mine up. If you chain a lot, maybe you want the barb damage first, right? So the first thing I did, I was not on the day that LK opened, so I opened up my phone, I got my crystal mine to 25, and then I closed my phone because I was not on that first day. If I was on that first day, if I was going to chain for like 4 or 6 hours on that first day and get like an extra 300k, 400k crystals to put wherever I wanted to, I would definitely be more conscious about where I was putting them. So the next thing I'm going to be going for, right, after I get my my bar reports, probably my Karaku's gift up, my plunder up, my treaties and cultural exchange up, I'm going to be looking for treaties 2, cultural exchange 2, barbarian reports 2, and Karaku reports. So before I do anything, because this is not my first time playing, if this is your first time in a KVK, you only need to bring up your Crystal Research Center to whatever the prerequisite is for the research you're doing. Because I already had spare crystals, I just brought it up to 15 immediately because I wanted to save a few extra crystals here and there. It wasn't a big issue for me. Either way, I mean, you're only saving like a few thousand crystals, so it's not a huge deal. So right now, I'm probably going to be going up to 17, and then I'm going to be going 1-1-1-1-1. I'm looking for Treaties 2, Cultural Exchange 2, Barbarian Reports 2, Skillful Operation 2, Plunder 2, Karaku's Gift 2, right? And all of these, I'm looking to max as fast as possible, right? Because once I finish these, then I can go further on. One of the ones that don't matter a lot for me, but might matter for you, is going to be Karuak reports. And the reason why it might matter for you is because if you guys struggle doing the Karuak ceremony, those are incredibly important to finish. I have mocked Azuma. Not everybody has mocked. I totally understand. The enemy health reduction here of 50%, plus the dagger, plus the 30% nerf from Scipio means that any Karaku boss that I'm hitting is like nerfed. He's taking like a 95% health debuff, which is like absolutely ludicrous. And so I don't have to struggle at all when it comes to doing the ceremonies. Some people don't struggle just like me. Some people do struggle a lot. If you do struggle, I mean, those crystals are absolutely crucial. They come out in like the first couple days for the first one and then so on and so forth. If you need to get Karuak reports, don't be shy to get it. Just make sure you're getting those bosses. After you finish all your economic tech, which is a lot of crystals, by the way, you're probably at like 55 mil crystals spent. You're probably thinking about like KL at this point. Then you're thinking about like getting like call to arms and some improved morale. I generally don't like special medicines too much. I like doing more damage rather than like healing more effectively. But like as you go further in, you're looking to, number one, make your marches bigger. Call to arms 1 and 2 are like some of the biggest things you can do. And I would also be considering effectiveness at that point. Getting a 6 march, I generally like, just because having a 6 march to either gather gems or chain barbs, I don't fight with it. It's just like, it's an economic thing. So if I'm fighting a lot, I probably don't want my 6 march. But if fighting is over, I probably pick up the 6 march just so I can have extra PvE before the KVK ends. Because at the end of the day, like, you have a start where you're thinking, okay, how can I get as many crystals as possible to be as strong as possible? And you're still getting crystals, right? You're getting your basic tech. Then you're coming to your later zones in like KL, right? And then you're like, okay, I need all this tech to be as strong as possible. And then after that, you're thinking, right, the KVK ends, and you're thinking, how can I get as many coins as possible? And to get as many coins, you know, like, you're probably not going to be like spamming improve morale. You're not going to be looking for expanded formations too, right? You're going to be looking to just keep your crystals spent to coins received as favorable as possible. And that is about it. To bring this all back to some kind of like small, concise plan. If you're going to be active in the first few days and chain a whole lot, go for barbarian reports immediately. If you're going to be less active, go for treaties and cultural exchange 1 as fast as you can, and then bring your mine up to 25. And if it's your first KVK and you can't chain, go for mine. If it's your first KVK and you can chain, barbarian reports. And that's it. It's nothing super complicated. I don't have like an exact list. I know like there's like pins list out there, and there are different like crystal tech lists that you can look into. I looked at them the first time I did it, but honestly, like nothing is generally going to trump my own personal experience for my account. So you guys are going to know your accounts better than I know your accounts. This is not a guide for every single person. This is just how I look at tech and how I think of tech. Generally, I finished my first KVK with like 93 or 97 million crystals. I finished last KVK going through Nile, I think with like 88, maybe something like that. And this KVK, I will almost certainly have over 100 mil crystals spent. You know, if you have good activity, if you chain a decent amount, and you follow what I do, then you can have that as well. Other than that, guys, hey, I appreciate you coming through. If you guys enjoy the content, hey, make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell, hit that like button, drop a comment if y'all don't mind. That algorithm really, really likes it. If you guys want notifications when I go live, or you want to contact me while I'm not live, that number 1 place to go is that Discord in the description below. If you guys are looking for notifications there as well, make sure you go to the role selection tab and turn on stream and announcement notifications. If you guys are looking for some private coaching, right there, right? All of these videos are for like the general public, but if you spend more like maybe like 200 to like 500 bucks a month, that coaching is really effective. You'll probably make your money back immediately if you have like any kind of spending inefficiencies. And if you guys are interested in that, you can always DM me on Discord. I generally do like 2 to 3 a day, so we might have to schedule in the future, but you know, it is what it is. It's very useful. And if you guys want to help support the channel, consider donating to the Streamlabs, link in the description below, or checking out our merch store. We got phone cases, we got hoodies, we got all of that good stuff. Other than that, boys, I appreciate y'all coming through, and have yourselves an absolutely wonderful day. Bye.